Welcome to today's session. We're going to review what topics you as the attendees have suggested we cover thus far this year, what we have already covered, and what is still to come. Then I'm going to take you on a guided tour through some of the existing resources which are currently available online. Some could call these hidden gems, so stick around and let's see if I cover your suggestion. Okay, so we began these monthly webinars this year, and out of 177 responses we received from all of you, we've organized the data into these 8 categories. And those categories are feature-specific, third-party tools, AI-related, general interest in Archicad, Archicad training, Archicad templates, OpenBIM related, and technical issues. From these 8 categories, we've covered the AI visualizer in Archicad and how to set up and use it to aid during your conceptual design phase in the project. All right, next is how to set up an Archicad template or enhance pre-existing ones. Next is cost estimation. So we had a live demo on how to do cost estimation using quantities and expressions in Archicad. Next is third-party softwares, which can collaborate with Archicads, like Katenda or CI tools. And lastly, we have lightly touched on general interest, like case studies. It's also good to note that while we have already covered these topics, if the tools or topics gain further development in the future, we're not against returning to them and covering all that additional development. Since there was such a large interest in 2 particular topics, showcasing specific features in Archicad and Archicad training on certain workflows, we're likely to focus more on these categories for future sessions. There may also be online training workshops offered by TotalCAD, so keep an eye out for this in 2025. I think it's also good to mention here that items that you see on the slide right now are specific suggestions from the users themselves. All right, since there was such a high interest in training and tutorial content, I thought I'd cover some of these suggestions. So what resources are available for you to take advantage of? Well, you've got the Graphisoft Learn portal, the YouTube content, Graphisoft community, and some downloads and additional supported content. Let's begin with training resources. Our first stop along this guided tour is the Graphisoft Learning portal. All right, this is our central location for trainings, tutorials, learning paths, and workflows. Whether you're new to Archicad or an expert level Archicad user, the Graphisoft Learning portal has something which you'll find useful. Let's investigate what workflows and/or trainings are currently available. What I'm going to do is first show you everything on the slides, and then I'll hop into the driving seat and switch to the portal itself and guide you through the navigation so you know exactly where to find everything. All right, once you've signed into the Learning portal using your unique Graphisoft ID and navigated to the catalog, you'll see these four catalogs, which are learning paths, courses, bundles, and certifications. The learning paths and courses are both structured in a similar fashion. Let's start with the learning paths. Once you select learning paths, you can choose between foundation or advanced learning paths. Most foundation learning paths or courses carry no cost and are geared towards new users or users switching from other softwares like AutoCAD, SketchUp, or Revit. If this is something that would interest you, then go and take a look at it. The main difference between the learning paths or the learning path trainings and the course trainings is the amount of time that's allocated to each of them. The courses themselves are much shorter, and I will take a look at that and show it to you. If you go back to the catalog, you will then find, and scroll down to the bottom, you'll find the ebooks, which, as expected, will provide PDF workflow guides for different purposes. Maybe you're interested in improving your hotlink management, or perhaps improving your workflow when creating details. These workflows will aid you in upskilling. Let's hop off the tour bus and go take a closer look. Let's share my window. All right, so looking in the URL, I'm currently at the Graphisoft Learn portal. When I go to home, I can then go to the catalog or courses. Here you can see the options that I have just mentioned. If you go into the learning paths and foundation learning, you can browse through each of these learning paths, and you can see there's a duration, what level it is, what type of format, how many points you'll receive, and of course, whether they have a cost or not. There's structural engineers for Archicad for CAD users, getting started with BIM, Archicad for SketchUp users. This will aid you in conceptual design in Archicad. Perhaps you're looking at collaboration in Archicad. You're able to explore this and take advantage of the free training. If we go one level back up to the courses, you can then open up the next tab. And again, you can see here, most of these trainings are for free, but again, the duration is a lot shorter. So this will just give you a brief overview, whereas the learning path will be in more depth. And lastly, we were talking about the ebooks. I'll just scroll down to the bottom. Here are the ebooks. You can see that some of them do have a price attached to them. However, if you are on a subscription or you have a perpetual license and are on SSA, you'll be able to use these coupon codes to gain free access. I know something people commonly ask for is the native survey point and how you can use that within Archicad. So if you're wanting to purchase this option and you are on the subscription, you can just come over here to apply that coupon. You can see the cost is gone, and then I can complete the checkout. All right, let's go back to the presentation. All right, our next stop is YouTube. You can also access video tutorial content directly from YouTube. If you search for Archicad and open their channel, you can scroll through all their released videos. This could be digital events, case studies, product lineups, new feature videos from older versions, and much more. all available at the click of a button. You're welcome to simply search for specific content and search and watch what others are also creating. The world is your oyster. So just to show you what I'm talking about. And YouTube, I've searched Archicad, and then I can just scroll through these videos, find what I'm actually looking for. Maybe I'm looking at specific features or getting started with Archicad. Most of the Graphisoft released content can be found on this page. Next up in the wilderness is the Graphisoft online community. This is a central storage point of all articles, forums, question and answers, and much more. Let's take a look at some of these articles. In the one that you see on screen, we can access every Archicad version ever released and click on any new feature to then read or watch a video on how to use that feature. It's a very informative article, in my opinion, and I often share it whenever people are asking for new features. Let me show you what it looks like. All right, so here we are at the Archicad versions. As I said, if we just scroll down, you can see every single version of Archicad that's ever been released and the year it was released in. So looking at Archicad 27, maybe I want to look at the further developments relating to the design options. That's the first hyperlink. Once I click on it, it will then redirect me to another article relating to the design options and what the additional features and changes have been. Here, there are some publicly available sample projects ready to be downloaded, complete with BIMX files. Maybe you'd like to showcase what Archicad can do, even though you don't know how to use the software. With these sample projects, you can do exactly that. Let's take a look-see at the M2V house, what it looks like in Archicad. Right, so I've just opened the sample project. I've gone onto the website and downloaded it. You can see here in the navigator, I've got 3D views. I've got 2D views, such as floor plans and elevations. There you've set up some layouts as well, and there are some publisher setups and sets as well. Just opening a secondary 3D view. Right, so depending on whether you are doing a sample of a residential, industrial, or commercial, Graphisoft has created sample projects of each and you can navigate to the sample projects link to find each of those. Next, if you look carefully in the distance, beyond that green pasture is the Graphisoft roadmap. This will outline what Graphisoft is working on for their next Archicad release. What is under research compared to what already has been released. If you'd like to participate in this conversation, you can head across to the community page and have your say. This is what it looks like. Next is the roadmap. So this gives me an introduction of what we're looking at. I'm able to take a look at what's coming out soon, what's in progress in terms of being delivered, what is under research. There's even an idea pool. So maybe you have something, you have a suggestion that you feel would be useful for the Archicad community. You can put it in here. And lastly, what's already been released. Guided tour is downloads, and these are currently available on the Graphisoft website. Once you arrive at the main page, you can click on menu on top right to expand it, then click on support, and then click on downloads. And that will take you to the downloads page. The first tab is called products. This is where you can go to find Archicad 27 or older installation files, BIMX files, BIMcloud, and other products. The next tab is for downloading certain updates and hotfixes for Archicad. The next tab is for add-ons, which were developed by Graphisoft or other partners. You can go and take a look if there is a particular add-on that might synergize with your workflow. This is where you can find it. Okay, so here I am at Graphisoft webpage. And if I click on menu, support, and downloads, this is where I can choose my language version, what product I'm wanting to download. And then I just click on the link to begin that download. You can also see there's options here to download for previous versions of Archicad as well. And we can also choose whether it's Mac or Windows. Under the updates, you can look for additional hotfixes or updates that have been released for each of these Archicad versions. Under add-ons, we can look at add-ons that have been released by Graphisoft themselves. Or released by partners. While we are talking about downloads, let's take a look at BIMX. BIMX is free to download for both Android and Apple operating systems. It can be installed on a phone, tablet, desktop, or even shared via a URL or embedded on your website. BIMX can be used as a presentation tool, or it can be used to collaborate with contractors on site. There isn't anything quite like this on the market at the moment, so it's something that I always suggest users incorporate into their workflow to really wow their clients and improve client retention. Let's take a look at the BIMX desktop viewer for the sample project I showcased earlier. So I'm just going to be opening the desktop viewer. All right, so typically this is how it opens. Because this is a sample project, all of the views in the 2D and the 2D views and 3D views have already been included in the project. If I'd like to, I can zoom in, or I can use the WASD to navigate around. And you're able to select elements and right click to see if there's any information related to them. I can also showcase information in 2D or in 3D. My personal preference is using BIMX on a phone or tablet, but I think at the end of the day, it really depends on your use case. All right, our last stop on the guided tour today is BIM Cloud. This is a collaboration tool which allows users to connect and work simultaneously on a single project, sending and receiving changes made in the project file using real-time technology. Real-time Delta technology. Currently, there are 3 subcategories. These are BIM Cloud Basic, BIM Cloud Premium, and BIM Cloud SaaS. The BIM Cloud Basic is free for all to use, whereas the Premium and SaaS has a cost attached to it. Depending on your budget or need, you can reach out to us directly if you feel you'd like to investigate this further and see what's the best fit for you. That's everything that I was planning on covering today. I hope you enjoyed it and got some information that you are able to use. Over to you, Willem.
Right. Thank you, Matt. Let's look at whether anybody have any questions related content that we covered today.
Sorry, I just couldn't follow that coupon redemption in terms of a SSA agreement. Can you just, is that coupon like, does each user have a separate coupon, or the fact that you are a subscriber, it automatically allows you to paste whatever you pasted?
Okay, good question. Let me go through it again. I'll just share the window. All right, you can all see my screen. If we're in courses, let's just pick something that does have a cost.
Sorry, I'd just like to add that you would need to sign into your Graphisoft profile with your credentials, which is used to access any Graphisoft information, whether you're buying licenses or whether you're accessing the learning portal. And that's how it would pick up whether you're an SSA client or not. So if you had signed in and you are not on SSA or forward, those coupons won't work, just to be clear.
Yes, correct. So it's a blanket approach, Zane. You just use the forward coupon, which is the word forward, for free access. So you just type that in the coupon area. So you just go to purchase, and then apply a coupon. And then it applies the coupon, and you're able to check out at no cost.
Yes, Matt, Johan's got a question there. So under the learning portal, what is the purpose for the points that we can received as we completed courses? So I can quickly answer that. Based on the amount of points you have, you will be awarded at a certain Archicad user level. So you can either be a BIM author, a BIM manager, and so forth. So accumulating points will just give you a higher rank of Archicad user, so to speak. These also, you do get certified. So at the end of each course, you do have a questionnaire and at times a file that you would download and do certain things in it. And when you pass this course, it's really not that hard. You will get a certificate, which is internationally recognized. So if you had completed some courses, other people would know what level you are at based on your points, that sort of thing. So I hope that answers your question, Johan.
I think if I can just add on to that, if you are responding to questions or articles in the Graphisoft community, your level, your Archicad experience, which is connected to the Learn portal, it'll be shown there. So if you are a trainer compared to a partner, compared to an advocate, it'll show that. And as Johan rightly shared in the chat itself, it's just good to note that whoever does any of these courses, you are able to take those certifications and submit them for Category 3 CPD points. So it has been done in the past and it has been approved. So if you need Category 3 CPD points, this is a way that you can get it, and while also upskilling your Archicad knowledge.
I'd like to thank you all for attending this afternoon, and special thanks to Matthew for taking the time to deliver this presentation. And I'm sure that many of our attendees gained some insights from this session. If there's anything else, guys, please feel free to send us an email, info@archicad.co.za. Anything that you'd like to know more about, and we'll be in touch. Thanks, everybody. Have a good afternoon.
Thanks all. Cheers.